Are you guys ready? You ready to hear about this rant? Are you sure? Because I'm about to go off, okay? Of course, the NFL script writers would make the Kansas City Chiefs get the number one seed on Christmas Day. Of course, they were always going to win. Dude, this game sucked. Okay? Russell, you fumbled on the first fucking play of the drive. Yes, we recovered it, but Jesus Christ, my man, you were so shaken up, it was obvious. Then the Chiefs strike. Get the first touchdown. Damn it, that sucks. Then we get our touchdown. Oh no, then they get their second touchdown. They miss their extra kick, right? Then they get their next touchdown. So it's 13-0. We march down the field. Russ does a beautiful job. Beautiful pass to Pickens. Holy shit. Like, one of the most amazing passes I've ever seen. One of the most amazing grabs I've ever seen. It had to have been placed in such a precise spot, and only Russ could do it. But then, like, every good fucking play that Russ does, he then does a shitty one, and I don't know what to do about it. We get to the end zone, and then a flag, oh, holding, and it's like, okay, I could see how that's holding, I do, but if you're going to consider that holding, then there was a missed holding call on the Chiefs' second fucking touchdown. But we ain't going to call that on the Chiefs. Remember, we don't do that. So, takes away our shit, and then Russell throws a stupid interception. I get what he was trying to do. If he would have popped that ball a little bit higher, it would have maybe got to the receiver, but he would have had to throw it so high that I don't know if the receiver would have been able to get it. I know what he was going for, but dude, it was second down. Just throw it away. Try to get closer. Get in third down. Like, you're in territory where it's fourth down territory. In worst case scenario, you turn it over on downs inside the Chiefs' 10. Such a needless interception. But then, what do? We stop the Chiefs. And every time we stopped them, we got a score. And we just didn't capitalize on that. It's hard to 3-and-out the Chiefs. It's hard to ruin their drives. And when we do, we got to come out and kick some ass. So it should have been 14-13, but that interception fucked us. And then we got a touchdown, which was beautiful by Russ. A beautiful run. Dude did it. Sometimes he reminds me of Big Ben with the way that he extends plays, man. And he had some great runs tonight and great pickups. But that first touchdown, it was beautiful. It was a beautifully made decision by Russell Wilson. But we could have been at 14-13, and that's what's pissing me off so bad about these games. Is the Eagles game. It was right there. If we could have won if we just made a couple less mistakes. The Ravens game, we hung in there until the very end, and it took Russell's interception to put us away. And then, somehow, even after Russell's interception in the end zone, we still stop the Chiefs and make it 7-13, which is great. And then we stop the Chiefs again, and then we don't score. And a big part of this is because of our offensive coordinator. He is not aggressive. He sucks. He reminds me of Canada. It's fucking 3rd and 1. Let's hand it back 6 yards. It's like our offense doesn't improve week to week, and I don't understand. You're not like each of these games, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Eagles, we could have won. And we just beat ourselves. We stopped the Chiefs and could have capitalized on points, and we didn't. That field goal that we went for sucked that it had to be a field goal. We should have gotten a touchdown there. If we don't throw that interception, we easily are tied going into the half, or up by 1, or at least 10-13. And in the second half, we just didn't do anything. Every time we stopped them, we didn't do anything. And that fumble, God, that fumble fucked us. And I can't believe the Chiefs fumble that we forced, and it bounced off the Chiefs player's back right into the hands of the other Chiefs player, so he got it. Like, just so many opportunities that we didn't capitalize. Oh! Let's talk about that play where Pickens caught the ball, and his forward progress was stopped for a millisecond. He spins out of it, and the play is whistled dead. I get why that happens. Forward progress is stopped, so the play is whistled dead. But they did not give this enough time at all. They just assumed it was stopped and then whistled it dead. And that would have been a fucking touchdown right there. And instead, nothing. And now we gotta go face Joe Burrow. And I hope the Ravens lose today, but what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to lose next week, and the Ravens are going to win out, and we do have a playoff spot, but we're not going to win playoff games like this. Our offensive coordinator has got to get better. We got to get more aggressive, and Russ has got to stop throwing interceptions. Fucking A, dude. He fumbled it. Yes, we recovered, but Jesus. It's like I said, for every good play he makes a shitty one, and I'm sick of it. God, man, it is so frustrating to watch. I live in Missouri, okay? I wanted to see our state's team be beat so bad on Christmas, but of course they're not. They're literally red. It was never meant to happen. Of course, I don't want to say the NFL is scripted. I do not want to say that. But let's think for a second, okay? Because here's where I'm going to go on my rant about the Chiefs. I used to be a Chiefs fan. I live in Missouri. I've been to several Chiefs games. The first Chiefs game I ever went to was the Broncos and Chiefs on Sunday night. On Christmas Day, as a matter of fact. I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that. And I got to see the Chiefs and Steelers play in Big Ben's last season, and we got demolished. And I used to be a Chiefs fan, and was in their corner, especially when they started getting good. It was cool to see them get good. But I cannot stand that the fan base will not admit that this team benefits from calls. Think back to the Chiefs and Bengals AFC Championship game. Okay? You know the play I'm talking about. The little tug on the jersey that got called for pass interference. And more importantly, the ball was uncatchable. But because Mahomes pointed at it, he went, up! Did you see that tug? That was a pass interference call and gave the Chiefs the victory when they should have never won that game. The Bengals should have won it, and that's coming from a Steelers fan. I fucking hate the Bengals, okay? But there is no denial that that was a bad call. Oh, well, the guy came out and said he tugged on the jersey. Yeah, he tugged on the jersey, but he did not stop the dude's momentum, and the ball was not catchable. Out of all the pass interference calls I have seen, that Chiefs-Bengals AFC Championship game, that was the worst pass interference call outside of the Saints game that I have ever seen. So the Chiefs win and go and face the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And what happens? Last second of the fucking game, a bad call is thrown, preventing the Eagles from having an opportunity to drive and win the game. When my team benefits from a bad call, I will be the first one to say, hey man, that was a shitty call, like the unsportsmanlike conduct call on the Chiefs after their first touchdown. That was bullshit. I thought that was petty. Dude lifted his shirt and they called unsportsmanlike on the Chiefs. That was bullshit. I will be the first one to say, hey, our team benefited from a bad call, but we'll take it. Fuck it. Chiefs fans will straight up deny the obvious, blatant, horrible fucking play. And I can't stand it. And it's made me not like the Chiefs. Their fan base and Patrick Mahomes has made me not like the Chiefs. Because that same person that won a Super Bowl because of flags lost a game because of a valid offsides call, and then comes out cussing at the refs saying, let the players play. But then the very next game goes, refs, the players breathed on me. Where's my 15 yards? He is the biggest diva. You guys keep comparing him to Tom Brady. When Tom Brady beat his ass twice, Tom Brady played with worse teams. Patrick Mahomes has always had good weapons around him. Put Patrick Mahomes on the Bengals and tell me he would do as good as Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is better than Mahomes any day of the fucking week. And that is coming from a Steelers fan. Okay? I am complimenting a divisional rival right now. Joe Burrow is a scary motherfucker. And you know what? he could sneak into the playoffs, dude. The Bengals could sneak up in there, and I'm telling you, if the Bengals sneak up in the playoffs, yeah, they have a history record-setting horrible defense, but they're starting to win. They're starting to win games. And Joe Burrow, what was the stat? He's gotten 7 consecutive games of 350 yards plus. That is insane. Or was it 250? It was either 250 or 350 plus yards, which is just insane. An insane stat. I think it was 350. Yeah, 7 consecutive games of putting up 350 in the air. That's insane. We were never going to win this game. We weren't. But I'm not blaming refs as to why we lost this game. Don't think I'm doing that. I'm just going on a rant about the Chiefs because I live in Missouri. I have been a Chiefs fan. Like, Steelers have always been my number 1, but Chiefs were my number 2. And just as a fan of them, I see them benefiting from bad calls and then see the fan base turn around and deny it. And it's like, dude, just admit that was a bad pass interference call. Like, oh, go cry some more, bro. Dude, I don't care who the team is that's benefiting from bad calls. It ruins the game. It ruins the game for me. When seasons are ended, when playoff implications are ruined due to bad calls, it ruins the sport. When teams, it doesn't matter if it's the Chiefs, the Patriots, whoever, when teams are clearly favored by the refs, it ruins the sport. It is a big deal. And that's why it irritates me so much to see people just ignore it and go, oh, cry some more. Like, as a Chiefs fan, you should just admit that your team is favored by refs and should admit that that's ruining the game. Like, think back to the Steelers and Patriots game 5 years ago, 7 years ago, back when the Killer Bees were still a thing. Patriots were number 1, Steelers were number 2. And we played on, I think, the last week of the season, or the second to last week of the season. So this game decided the number 1 seed and who had the home field advantage in the playoffs and the first round bye. And Jones got a touchdown that the refs called back. Any Pittsburgh fan remembers it. He literally crossed the plane with the ball, and for whatever reason, the refs just decided not to call it a touchdown. An obvious favoritism for the Patriots, and the Patriots ended up winning that game because of that. If Jones gets that touchdown, we win, but we didn't because of that flag, and because of that game, it dropped us down to the number 2 spot and gave the Patriots the home field advantage. So in the AFC Championship game, we had to travel to Gillette Stadium and got our asses handed to us. And I guarantee you that year, if that touchdown by Jones counts and the Patriots came to us, I think we would have went to the Super Bowl that year with the Killer Bees, because that was one of the only times that the Killer Bees actually remained healthy through the playoffs. That was our year to win it. And it got screwed by a bad call that was always, bad calls were always going the Patriots' way. And it just screwed our season. Now, you could argue that, sure, we still had our opportunity in Gillette Stadium to win, but do you know how hard, back when the Patriots were dominating, how hard it was to go into Gillette Stadium and win? Damn near impossible. Damn near impossible. And that bad call completely changed the outcome of our season. I think we go to the Super Bowl that year, maybe win, maybe not, but that was a touchdown. I could pull up the play right now. Every Pittsburgh fan is in unison. I think every NFL fan is in unison that Jones touchdown was a touchdown. For whatever reason, the refs just decided to call it back, give the game to the Patriots. They get home field advantage. And then we had to travel up there and lost. And if we would have won that game, they would have had to come to us. And like I said, I think we would have won because we were the better team that year. And favoritism towards teams ruins the integrity of the sport. This is a big deal. It's not just whining about refs. And then the Patriots went on to beat the Falcons in the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. NFL writing, baby. And then just to see Patrick Mahomes turn into such a diva and the GOAT, the greatest of all time. This is the worst 15-1 team I have ever seen. Compare them to the Lions. They have gotten by this season because of bad calls and miracles, dude. And I swear to God, if the Chiefs three-peat, I will genuinely think the NFL is scripted. Because that season that they won against the Eagles made me start to think the NFL was scripted. Because at the end of the day, the NFL is documented as entertainment, right? But for it to be scripted would be such like a huge thing. Players would have to not, would players be in on it? To say that it's scripted is such a huge take. But you cannot tell me that the Chiefs are the number one team in the AFC when the Bills beat them and the Bills beat the Lions. And, yeah, I get that the record is better. I get numbers, okay? But, I think they would lose to the Broncos. We beat ourselves today, and we have a playoff berth. Whether it's third place or sixth place, I don't know. But if we play like this, we're not going to win, guys. We're not. And I thought we were building something beautiful. But it seems like each week we are not learning. We are not progressing. Our offensive coordinator sucks. You guys that say fire Tomlin, I don't think understand who you need to be mad at. For 4 years, we were under one of the worst offensive coordinators of all time, Mr. Canada. And y'all blamed Tomlin for that. Canada was one of the worst OCs ever. Big Ben was putting up 500, setting records. Did 2 games in a row where Big Ben threw 500 yards. You remember that? That was under Canada. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. No, that was right before Canada, wasn't it? Because with Canada, we never had a 400-yard game. And then the first game without him, we did. So, I feel like the offensive coordinator is just not aggressive enough. Hey, for example, we stopped the Chiefs. It's us. 1st and 10. We throw the pass to the receiver on the line of scrimmage with the clear defender behind him for 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Now we run it up the gut. Get 2 yards. 3rd and 7. Russ converts on a 1st down because he runs and quickly. That was a very good play by Russ. Very quick decision to run and get the 1st down. That was beautiful. But had he not have done that, we would have went 3 and out. And that's because of play calling right there. You're going to pass for 0 gain, and then run for 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and 7. That's the best you got, offensive coordinator? The Lions are coming out here with, trick fumble plays, and that's all you got? We are not aggressive enough. Trust Wilson. Our defense is so good. So good. So freaking good. They've made this season look way better than it really is. And I like Russ. I like him as a human being. And I've enjoyed seeing him in black and yellow. But dude, he turns it over every game. And for every good play he makes a bad one. He'll make a pass that is so perfect that nobody else could do. And then he'll throw an interception. Or get to the red zone and not be able to convert. And I don't know what to say anymore. I'm very disappointed. I don't think we're going to beat the Bengals. And I think whoever we play in the fucking playoffs is going to have a field day on us. God, it would have been such a Christmas miracle. But of course the Chiefs were going to win today. I really am starting to think the NFL is scripted. No, we didn't put up much of a fight, right? But imagine that we did. Imagine that we were tied at the end of the game. I guarantee you there would have been a horrible call at the end of the game to give the Chiefs the game, to give them the number one spot, the red team, on Christmas Day. I don't know, man. I know I'm going to sound crazy. I know that's a hot take, but the Chiefs, you breathe on Mahomes and you get 15 yards. They get away with penalties all the time, and as a person that lives in Missouri, that has been to their games, that has watched them along with Pittsburgh almost all my life, you fans of the Chiefs and Mahomes and the blatant favoritism by the refs have made me not like them at all. So I'm glad I was able to get that rant out of the way, because I was waiting for the Chiefs video to do it. Whether we won or not, I was going to go on that rant, because it's true. People talk about the refs favoring the Chiefs. It's a fucking meme for a reason. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying. Alright? I've only dropped 3. I'm trying. But damn, dude. Damn. Like, we had so many opportunities, so many stops, and it's like, that holding call doesn't happen. It's 14-13, you know? But that holding call happens, we throw an interception, now it's 7-13. So all the Chiefs got to do is score one time, and now they're in a 2-possession lead. That changes the whole game. Oh, man, like, after that interception, I knew we didn't have a shot. Because we're going to spend the whole game one possession behind, and if we let the Chiefs score one more time to get 2 possessions ahead, we're done. And every time we had the opportunity to catch up, we did not take it. And that is on us. Not the refs, not the Chiefs, not the script writers. That is on us. We got to get better. We've got to stop turning the ball over. We have got to capitalize when we 3-and-out a team. And we have got to stop settling for field goals. And Russell, my God, I appreciate your legs today. Your touchdown was beautiful. Some of your passes were magical. That pass to Pickens, my man, was one of the most perfectly placed balls I have ever seen. But how do you follow that up with such an ugly interception? And the biggest moment ever that we needed. This is our time to answer. The Chiefs just scored 2 touchdowns on us. We need to score here. And you just carelessly threw that. Like, I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to throw a moon ball over the receiver and over the defender and get it to the receiver. But I don't even think that would have worked. It was too risky. It's 2nd down. Just throw it away. And then the next play, maybe run it up the gut or do a short pass and out of bounds because we're inside the 10. Just try to pick up the 1st down or run it or whatever. Worst case scenario, you turn it over on downs and leave the Chiefs pinned. But just throwing it away like that on 2nd down was so needless. And after that moment, I knew we were doomed. Russ, I'm trying to root for you, man. I am. But you cost us the game last week versus the Ravens. Don't get it twisted. You did. That fumble, when we were tied, coming away with no score, and that interception at the end directly led to us losing. Okay? And I just can't get behind a player that every time he makes an amazing play that is like so good that it's unbelievable. That pass, some of his runs, some of his decisions today were so amazing. But then you follow it up with an interception like that. You follow it up with this. But then at the same time, I can't blame him. It's more the offensive coordinator calling these lousy-ass passes and runs, you know, these easy, predictable offensive plays. So, get rid of the offensive coordinator, okay? We need a new one. Merry Christmas. Maybe you're here because you're a Chiefs fan and you're happy to see them win today, and you're going to fight me in the comments and you're going to deny the fact that your Chiefs team benefit from the refs. I'm not saying they did today, although if the holding call taking away our touchdown was valid, then that means there was a missed holding call on the Chiefs' second touchdown. But it doesn't matter. Hopefully I get a realistic Chiefs fans that know that they benefit from, like, calls. Because they do. That's just a fact. That's why it's a meme. And I appreciate the Chiefs fans out there that do at least acknowledge that. Because as a fan of the Chiefs, I can acknowledge that. But through the fan base's refusal to admit it, I cannot stand the Chiefs now. And Patrick Mahomes thinks he's so much better than he really is. I think Joe Burrow on this team would be unstoppable. I think Joe Burrow would kick his ass any day of the week if he had the same talent and the same defense. That's going to be a hot take right there. But yeah, it sucks that he's gotten injured for 2 seasons. But Joe Burrow went to an awful Cincinnati team as a first-round pick and got hurt, came back, took them to the AFC Championship, while Mahomes got to come onto a superstar team. Joe Burrow's better. It's in the numbers. I'm a numbers guy, baby. And yeah, sure, at the end of the day, what matters more is Super Bowl rings, but if we're looking at actual individual stats, Joe Burrow is better. That's coming from a Pittsburgh fan, so you know I gotta mean it. I don't know. It sucks because the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs game, it was all there. We just beat ourselves and we didn't capitalize. And part of the problem is us turning the ball over, whether it's Russ or somebody else. Part of the problem is not doing a good job defending the pass. Part of the problem is settling for field goals. And part of the problem is this offensive coordinator that seems like he coaches for high schoolers. Now, I hope the Texans beat the Ravens. Go Texans. Because if the Ravens win today, we are doomed. They play the Browns next week and we play the Bengals. If the Ravens win today and they lose next week and we win next week, we win the AFC North. If they win today and win next week, obviously we lose. So now the Ravens control the destiny. And we got to hope that they lose now. So, and they're playing the Texans. Sad. Anyway, these are my videos that do the worst, but I still feel the need to talk about it because I'm such a huge fan, dude. And anyway, Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching. And to my fellow Pittsburgh fans out there, stay strong because I don't know. I'm confused. That Bengals game really made me think that we were on to something. But like I said at the end of that video, it could be a fluke because we played a record-setting horrible defense. And since then, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I don't want to end it on a negative note. I don't want to leave you guys on Christmas Day on a negative. We're in the playoffs, guaranteed. That's good. That's really good. I think we totally have what it takes to go up against a playoff offense with what I've been seeing. I love you guys. Bye. This is probably the most bipolar series you will ever see.